What's going on, y'all? It's Jay Small Reviews here, back at it again with another video. This time, bringing you guys another top five Nu Jerzey Twork performances. Welcome home, Twerk. I had a plan on dropping this whenever he got out and got his first battle back again. I plan on giving him a little bit of highlight here. Now we have come to the point, Nu Jerzey Twork versus Jerry West has been announced for the Battle at the Bayou card. And, obviously, when it comes to Twerk's career, there's been some stuff left desired. We could talk about the choking. There's a lot of different stuff we can talk about. There will be a time and a place to talk about stuff like that. But just for this particular one, I wanted to take this time to highlight the great career he's still given us. Because even through all the mess, there is still some great performances versus top-tier comp. He's even though he's left some on the table, he's definitely still brought some to the table as well. So I just want to take these times to go over, some of the better performances he's had overall. And some of these might even include a round that he's kind of punted. It's crazy the way this man's career worked. But like I said, I want to go over the most explosive performances and the performances why we get disappointed. These are the ones the highlights that show what it could be if we stayed at this consistent level. I'm going to start out with a few honorable mentions and then go right into my top five after that. So without further ado, let's start off with my honorable mentions for the top five Twerk performances. So to start out, I have three honorable mentions. I'm going to go through these quicker. The top five will get more breakdown per performance. But the first one I'll mention here is Twerk versus Ill Will. Very good performance, a kind of comeback performance where he actually really got punched in the mouth the first round. Will clearly took the first from him. And then from there, he's able to win the second. Will actually chokes the rare Ill Will choke in the second round. Twerk has a very good round. And then into the third round, you get into one of the better Twerk rounds of his career. Added 15 to her. She had a quinceañera. This put Smack and Beasley in the trunk. This shit'll never drop. So definitely some of his better quotables even in this third versus Will, and got a 2-1 clear W versus one of the first real, good challenges that he had coming up. So wanted to add that. Next battle is Chess, Twerk versus Chess, another battle where I feel like Twerk won relatively clear. I feel like some battles get called debatable, and I'm going to say that for this one, I think that he beat Chess first and third clear in a very good battle. Obviously, two guys that it's booked super talents at their best, kind of muck up their potential, or there's always the talk of who's peak, who could have been better if they did this. There's always comparisons of Twerk and Chess naturally being two superstars from back-to-back classes that might have not had, that have had similar career arcs. So for them to battle in the band setting, which I think was perfect, I think Chess jabbed real good in the first, but in terms of Twerk's first, when this round's through, ain't nobody waking up. The Vicks, if Chess rubbed me wrong, it's going to be a lot of Vicks. Then he clearly loses the second, kind of Jersey's off in the second, which is the funny thing about these Twerk performances. Even his best ones usually include a round where he kind of just takes a round off. And Chess has one of Chess's better seconds. And then the third is just another great Twerk round, the 50 upside down in the club, pocket check Smack, very impactful. But if you go down the bar for bar and the haymakers, this isn't a video for that, might do a flashback review on Twerk Chess, but if you go down the bar for bar, very sound, especially in his third, and I had him beating Chess in one of his better performances. And then that leads into the last honorable mention, which is Summer Madness 8, Twerk versus Arsenal. I like this performance a lot. It's another battle that I feel that Twerk won first and third. I think at the time, a lot more people had Ars. As time has aged, I think we might be seeing a little bit. Twerk was actually really sound lyrically this battle in terms of some of the bars he had, while in terms of Ars's first might have been some jabby stuff, might have been a little bit of gas at the time. I think Ars has an amazing second, which is very similar to the Chess battle. Twerk kind of has a couple good bars. Jersey's out real quick, and then his opponent has an amazing second. Ars had the Macaulay Culkin, all that with the shaving cream. Kind of smoked Twerk in the second, but Twerk's first, the life insurance flip. You ain't tired of him retiring? This time, he ain't never coming back. That was fire. And then his third, even though he recycles the bulldog ate the homework line, which isn't great. We never excuse recycling, but he had many haymakers in his third outside of that bar. So while it did happen, not the biggest fan of it. I think he won. That might have been the clearest round of the battle. Kind of got filler arse in the third. And another battle where even though Twerk takes one round off in the second, his first and his third are stupendous. And in the Will battle, he kind of takes the first off. and his second and his third are amazing. So both three performances that all are really just 2-round showings, but very powerful 2-round showings. And that is my, my full list of honorable mentions. And now let's get into the actual top 5 performances of Twerk's career. At number 5, we have one of possibly the only reputable to top comp body bag in Twerk's career, and that is versus Clean Paper. Born Legacy, one of the first one, Born Legacy 3, Born Legacy 4, one of those two Born Legacies. I could be a little off. Same Born Legacy as Chef Trez versus JC, a few other battles, Tank versus Saga, I believe, as well. But without further ado, getting into the actual battle. This was one of Twerk's first actual names that he got. I believe that he battled, starting off battling Dougie, Glue Easy. There might have been a name in between, but the Clean battle might have been his 3rd battle on Smack or maybe his 4th. But going into it, I think some people were kind of predicting it. Twerk to win. It was Clean's return, but even with that being said, this is around the time that people kind of figured that it's putting a talent over. They kind of use Clean to put Twerk over. If Twerk gets through this, and boy, did he ever get through the challenge. It was a 3-0 body bag. I believe Clean choked a round, possibly 2 here, but even outside of that, Twerk has some incredible rounds. You're going to have to pick Clean up after yourself. The Coinstar bar, a few different haymakers versus Clean where he was just absolutely spazzing. Gets all 3 out clean, so this is a 3-round Clean Twerk performance. And if you're a fan of dominance, if you think 30s and the body bags, that's what should be towards the top, I wouldn't be mad at the Clean battle being up a few more spots. Possibly the most dominant win in Twerk's entire catalog is what he did to Clean Paper. So, definitely very deserving of the number 5 spot. Could be higher, depending on what you value. But I feel like there's a few opponents where the level of comp went up. Plus, a certain battle that means a little bit more. So even though it might not be some 3-0s, I feel like some of these just mean a little bit more. And that's why I have Clean Paper battle at 5. And then as for number 4, I have the Shotgun Shug versus Nu Jerzey Twork on Gnome 8. Another clean 3 rounds from Twerk, which is really the anomaly. So you got to value when he does give you a full 3 without really any signs of stumbling or choking. And a big part of that is the crowd is with him. We all know that crowd reaction and being in tune with the crowd is big for Twerk's delivery. He feeds off the energy, and it's his biggest strength and it's his biggest downfall. Leads to some of the best footage, but when the crowd even loses him a little bit or throws him off, it could also lead into the Twerk that has also been complained about often. But that didn't come for this Shug battle. One of the better Shotgun Shugs as well. And even one of the best probably Shotgun Shugs ever. It was still somewhat of a clean 30 here. The Chris Brown, excuse me, miss. That one of his better bars just in his career overall. And just from first round to third, in the 3rd round, what's his life like? He tells you when it flashed before his eyes. That was crazy. And he matched Shug physicality for physicality. I don't believe it was a heart check, but he checked him to some sort, bumping him around. Just a bunch of bully ball going up there. It's a side of Twerk that he brings around smaller battlers, but to do that against another kind of titan, big dude like Shotgun, it just made for great footage, a great battle. And honestly, even though Shug was on the losing side, it's one of the better battles in Shotgun Shug's catalogs as well. So kind of a gentleman's 30 over one of the better Shugs. Had to find its way on the list. Clean performance. So at number 5, I had Clean Paper versus Twerk, and at number 4 on the list, I have Shotgun Shug versus Twerk. And from there, we're going to pivot into 2 back-to-back volume battles. So for number 3, what do I think is to start off the top 3 performances of Twerk's career? I have Twerk versus A Verb. On Smack Volume 2, definitely a dope card at the time. The first 5 volumes are incredible. They've had some good volumes after. It's been a little here and there, but the first 5 volumes were really, really amazing. And I think this is one of those that's produced where Twerk, similar to what we mentioned in the honorable mentions, actually kind of punts around. And his first, even though it had some decent material, clearly stumbling around, and then just Jersey's out of it and loses the first extremely clear to A Verb. And this is before kind of Verb maybe fell off the cliff that some people are talking about that he's fallen off of, where even if you get a great performance, it's a dime a dozen. I think even this is Verb Von Doom, whatever that era of Verb was, but this is I think this is still a respectable version of Verb 2, and there's a reason. This was booked pretty late for the card, the Showtime versus the Strapped In. So for Verb to come in there and get the first clear, it was looking murky for Twerk, but I'm a believer that Twerk got the second comfortably. People say it's closer, debatable. I think that Verb actually has a pretty good second. Get out from behind bars, surf something. He said he had a few fire bars, but I think he raps really, really fast. It kind of wraps through his round quick. It was like a 2-minute round from Verb. While as he gets to Twerk, I believe he had the too many holds in your round, the swiffle ball. I don't remember if Old Max sloppy disc, that could be in the third round of this battle, and we'll get to the third round in a minute. I think you guys all know about the third versus Verb, but for me personally, the season, the revolver, but I made a season 2. I just thought that he got the second pretty comfortably, also just kind of outperformed Verb, got back in his bag. So I had Twerk, I'm not going to say the clearest to clear one in the second, but I had him pretty comfortably winning the second, and then we get to the third, and in my opinion, up there with Clips first, which, the Clips battle is nowhere on here, just letting you guys know now. I had him losing that battle, a couple other things, but it didn't make this list. But up with there, this first round versus Clips and his third versus Verb, by far the 2 best rounds I think of Twerk's career, especially his third versus Verb. I mean, you want to talk about chaining haymakers. We could just go on and on, but it ain't going to be that, though. Yes, it is. That is personally my favorite bar, from that incredible round. But we all know he takes the hoodie off. Just haymaker, quotable. We could go up and down. But that is why I had Twerk 2-1 in a battle that meant a lot against kind of a god-tier kind of guy like Verb. So for me, that is number 3. And runner-up leads me into runner-up for the number 1 spot. Like I said, 2 volume battles. So the runner-up spot is another volume from volume 1, and that is Twerk versus JC. This battle has been debated into the mud. I know that there's even some JC fans that still think he won the battle. I have to disagree pretty sternly, and I think this is a clear Twerk win. And considering where JC was for Lux at the time and the battle, the level he was battling at, I believe Twerk himself even said JC was the best battler in the world going into that battle. He had a lot of respect for him. And when he has respect for his opponent, you see the version he brings. Another one where his first is good, kind of Jersey's out and ends it ugly. So he's down 1-0 already. JC is a fire first. So he's punting rounds to all-time greats. He's punting them. And we know the second round, small intestine, beginning to end, haymaker filled. And even in the third, the Juilliards. How are you going to criticize the form if you didn't see it? Once again, just completely, like he did versus Verb, just gets off to a rocky start and then just starts, it's like he turns it on and just chains haymakers. The performance towering over JC, and it's still a very, very good JC, but put a dent in JC's momentum. And just the way that whole battle played out, the quotables, the level of opponent, and the time and place it took at, that is why I have JC as the runner-up for the best performance in Twerk's career. And that leaves us with what I believe, list is all in my opinion, of course. You could definitely, I think most of these names have to be in there, these battles, but they can definitely be shuffled around. There's even battles, like I said, it's a subjective sport, so it's just my list. Don't get too mad if you're not a fan of it. But number 1, I have Twerk versus Tay Rock. Kind of, in shout out to Champion, executive gang right here. Shout out Champion Gold, Jay Black, everything he does. This battle versus Tay Rock was kind of Twerk's magnum opus. When you look at Twerk's entire, body of work, and you say, what is the one battle, the crown jewel of his career up to this point that really proves what Twerk can be at his best and why we believe in him? I think the Tay Rock battle is the perfect example. The respect he has for Rock is completely through the roof. People have been asking for this battle for years and years, and at one point we thought it was just too late to book it, but when it popped up on the Drake card, one of the big reasons I went to that event in person, I knew this was going to be something special. You had 3 prepped, completely clean rounds of Twerk, which, as we've discussed, is an anomaly. And they are the 3 best rounds I think he's ever put together. Even though he lost the second clear versus Rock, we all know this battle is kind of an instant classic battle. Incredible, really, for both of them. I had Twerk winning rounds 1 and 3, which might play into the factor of why I have this at number 1. I think, the respect I have for Tay Rock, I've said it on record a few times. I think Tay Rock is the best battle rapper of all time. So to go in there, a prime, great version of him, and kind of, to me, snatch a win. Obviously a debatable battle, but even if graded as just a debatable classic, I still think it's the best. His first round is incredible. He is a strapped in every round, which some people held against him. I don't, considering the situation, this main event type of feel to it. If there's any battle where I'm okay with Twerk being a little excessive with the slogans and trying to throw all the bombs, this is the one to do it in. And outside of his strapped ins, the Amarion strapped in, the Sprite commercial, the Drake Sprite commercial strapped, that bar was ridiculous. He still had amazing material, just haymakers besides that. The whole stuff about the chain, the gorillas ran you out like Temple Run. the franchise boy, lean with it, rock with it. That was crazy. I could go on and on. A lot of stuff to, praise Twerk for in this battle. But this battle is a classic. One of the few pure beginning to end classics Twerk has in his resume. As you notice, Twerk versus Nitty also isn't on this list because obviously, while I was gearing to be one of them, still a good battle, but halfway through it gets a little chopped off. And that's kind of been the problem with some of these Twerk battles. But he had an opponent at 100 that can match him at his best in Rock. And to me, it's the one seldom for sure classic in his resume beginning to end. And it's just the best battle, most meaningful, and I think the best performance of Twerk's career. And with all that being said, that will wrap up my top 5 performances for Nu Jerzey Twork's career. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know that it's always controversial topic talking about Twerk, but this video, like I said, this is a video to show the man love. He just got out. Welcome home to him. Always love to see a man, making it back home to his family out of a situation like that. So I wanted to show this video to show why we love the talent. We could have debates about booking and all that. I have my own opinions on that, if he deserves a chance or not, but we don't do topic blogs like in this channel. We appreciate battle rap, and I wanted to take a moment just to go over the top 5 performances here, bring us down memory lane of why we love Twerk, and I hope that his performance versus Jerry West maybe can land somewhere in this pantheon. I'm hoping that we get 3 clean rounds of haymakers. And it's one of the battles I'm looking forward to most in that battle on the Bayou card. Don't underrate Jerry West either. He's here in these positions for a reason. He's battle-tested. But, good luck to both battlers, and I hope they put on one of the best battles of the night on that card. But, great video. Happy making this one. Comment down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. But comment especially down below. And let me know if there's anyone else you want a top 5 performances for, or even a Golden Years video for going over their runs. I love the retrospective pieces in history, and I want you guys to direct me. I could keep pulling out random history ones to do, but if you have ones, I would love to see a video broken down on this. If that's what you're thinking, send it to me. I might do it. But it's been J Smo Reviews again, y'all, and I'm going to catch you on the next video. Peace.